Hi guys, how are you doing today? Hope you are having a beautiful day. Ready for some new drama from Askalawyer? Let's go to the first one, about OP, who was left with her late husband's inheritance. But, well, they were about to divorce, and he had a girlfriend who now is furious, as she has to leave her home. Listen to the story, guys, to find out all the details, and of course, to hear my insights. Enjoy the stories, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, don't forget to leave a comment. I, 35 female, got separated from my husband, 37 male, over 10 years ago. Unfortunately, he has left me with a lot of debt to pay and in a position where I was nearly homeless. I have only stopped paying the debt off 2 years ago, but there is still a lot of work to improve my credit history. Because of all the stress he caused me, we never got divorced or formally separated. A matter of fact is, we never spoke after I was kicked out from the flat, so his girlfriend Anna can move in. I was planning to file for divorce once I have enough spare income, but some events took place before I was able to do so. Now to where I can be an a-hole. 2 months ago, my husband passed away in a freak accident. He left no will behind and has a house which is paid off with his girlfriend. He ended up having a big promotion at work. I have spoken to a lawyer, and because we never divorced or filed for separation, I'm entitled to half of the house as his next of kin. Last week, I've informed Anna through a letter that I want the house to be sold. She can either buy my half, or I will have to force a sale. It is up to her. I do not want to live in the house, but the money from the sale could really help out to sort out the damage done by the loans I had to pay for the ex, as well as a deposit for my own place, so I don't have to live in absolute crap holes due to poor credit, not a very high-paying job. It will also help me to work on my qualifications so I can get a better job and retirement. However, Anna and my ex's family have called me a massive a-hole, saying I have no right to the house. Legally, I do, and that I am being cruel and vindictive. I've reminded them that it is not my fault their son hasn't divorced me or had a will, and I said I don't see how it is unfair, as I had to pay for his debts while he lived a comfy life. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? Edit. I've seen this coming up as a question a few times, and don't want to keep responding with the same comment. My ex has maxed out my credit cards and took loans in my name, as well as cleared our savings account to fund his relationship with Anna and some of his gambling habits at the time. Due to being busy with work, I hadn't discovered the loans and cards being maxed out until it was too late, and I had a few notices of non-payment and him kicking me out and basically making it seem to everyone that I had the problem, and he loaned me money, which I paid him back by taking loans and cards. As well as if I wanted him back so bad, I bought him gifts. The total amount of debt is a bit over $50,000, which also resulted in me losing my job while he got to keep his well-paid job. Regarding the house, both Anna and my ex are on the deeds and had joint mortgage from what I was told, so legally she is entitled to the other half of the house. In my opinion, OP is not in the wrong here. OP should consider this him paying her for the debt that she had to pay. He could have divorced OP and could have left a will, but he didn't. Bad on him, so OP should stick to her guns. Their opinion means nothing and doesn't pay any bills. If they want Anna to have it, they can chip in and buy OP out. It's called karma. And now let's see if the community agrees with me. Discount Mythrall says, not the a-hole. You owe nothing to her. Sell the house and be done with it. Also, stop paying his debts if they are not also your debts. By paying them, some companies can assume you are admitting to the debts as your own. They will try to get you to pay, but you should fight it if you can. And why only half? If you have no children, shouldn't you be getting the whole house as next of kin? A part ad says, absolutely not the a-hole. Your husband left you with debt it took you 8 years to pay off. You've lived in poor accommodation and worked low-paying jobs. Since then, you've been left with having to repair your credit. Anna knew she was living with a married man, and she took the benefits of that, while you lived a tough life from the consequences. Get that security, your own place, those qualifications. I hope you find peace and happiness along the way. Let Anna's family pick up her tab. She had no conscience or remorse knowing the situation your ex left you in, and now nor should you. Force the sale and take what you're due, OP. Jenny W3G says, not the a-hole. If you're good enough for the debt, you're good enough for the equity. So many people don't understand that marriage is a contract and the state sets the terms. Force the sale. Enjoy the money. My sister-in-law, 55, and her lazy husband, 57, are constantly broke and keep on whining about it. For more than 10 years, they have been coming crawling to family with sob stories and expecting their bills to be paid. Their family debts are already in the six figures. My sister-in-law is a physiotherapist, and her husband is someone who, because of his skin color and age, thinks he doesn't have to apply for a job because he wouldn't get one anyway. When asked why she or her husband wouldn't work, my sister-in-law always replies that she has back pain and her husband has bad knees, is over 50 and black, and there are no jobs for them, which is absolutely not true, as I was personally working in a job agency at the time and suggested lots of suitable jobs to him, which he didn't apply for because the hourly wage of 20 euros an hour was supposedly too low. Since this resulted in a full-time monthly salary of 3,200 euros before tax, there was no argument for getting up from the couch for him. Well, it's summer. My sister-in-law's birthday is coming up. We're having a family barbecue together. My sister-in-law calls us all together and makes a speech. She would like to buy a car and wants 8,000 euros for it, and then another 3,000 euros for a luxury electric massage mat. The money would also be paid back, this time. We ask her why she needs a car and how she would pay for the maintenance, taxes, gas, and repair costs for the car. My entitled sister-in-law. My husband is American, and he doesn't want to travel by public transportation and is used to driving. And my husband needs the car to visit his friends, as traveling by public transport was unbearable for him, and he doesn't feel comfortable. In response to the further questions of how they were going to finance the car outside of the purchase costs, without money and jobs, my sister-in-law got snippy and started insulting us all. We were all mean to her and just wanted to put her down with our questions and show her that she was less than us and that she had offered to pay the money back. It ends with my entitled sister-in-law bursting into tears and running into the house. Since I had to go into the house myself, I don't hear my sister-in-law crying, as I expected, but talking on the phone to her husband, who wasn't at the barbecue. I can hear my sister-in-law complaining to him that all of us are tormenting her, patronizing her, and talking down to her. My sister-in-law comes back into the garden with a smug smile, puts her phone on speaker, and holds it out to us. My brother-in-law yells, "Just watch it. I'm gonna F you all up, you a-holes. Just talk crap about me behind my back and make my wife cry. I hate you all. You all suck, and I'll F you up." My sister-in-law is there the whole time with a satisfied grin. A while later, it's my sister-in-law's birthday, and we, the doormats we were back then, want to fulfill my sister-in-law's heart's desire, a car, by giving her a car-sharing deal of 100 euros. Of course, no good deed goes unpunished. We give her the 100 euro deposit, which she can then use. It's in her name and only she is insured. We explain everything to her. She understands and agrees to abide by the contract. She also promises that she will pay the costs incurred from her account once the 100 euros have been debited. Everything is fine. Of course, my sister-in-law lied and didn't change the account details and of course let her deadbeat husband drive. Within a few months, the bill was amounting to 2,000 euros. When I noticed the gap in our account, I immediately canceled access to our account and confronted my sister-in-law. She ignores me, didn't respond to calls, texts, or emails, but complains to my husband, her brother, about me, that his mean and nasty wife who doesn't begrudge them, the poor people, their car. Piece of crap sister-in-law. I haven't been able to sleep for 3 nights because of your wife, dear brother. She wants her money back. That's so outrageous. Her piece of crap husband replies to my email a few weeks later and calls me a B-word and a witch, that he's going to beat me up so that I finally shut up and stop nagging him and his wife about money. I apparently also need therapeutic help because I've gone crazy. He keeps threatening me that I'll soon get a few punches if I don't finally shut up. It goes so far that this aggressor a-hole turns up outside our house and tries to intercept and intimidate me so that I stay quiet. Did I mention that this piece of crap has already had several charges in court cases for violent confrontations? I report him to the police, only to have the rest of the family against me, berating me as to why I would mess with him. Don't poke the bear. I'm told that I'm to blame for the whole mess and that me and my husband have enough money and should let the poor relative have it. My mother-in-law even goes so far that she would go begging from the family so that we greedy people would get our money back, so that we would finally stop annoying everyone. Of course, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law don't pay anything back, Nor do they apologize. Nothing. They are smear campaigning us full throttle. My husband's family roll their eyes at me when I bring up the subject and keep on telling me that it's my fault and that I overreacted with my complaint. I'm even told that my reaction was extremely over the top and that I am the a-hole. Rebuke from the family-in-law from left, right, above, and below. It ends with my sister-in-law and brother-in-law turning up at my father-in-law's birthday party a couple of months later and making a scene, saying that they are mistreated and picked on in the family, and that we would all soon see where that would lead to. Again, the famous threats from the POS brother-in-law. My brother-in-law attacks all the men in the family at this event and threatens to hit them and tries to provoke my husband in particular to get into a fight with him. My piece of crap brother-in-law has no success with this. My piece of crap brother-in-law is such a sucker that he only pushes my other brother-in-law's wife to the floor because he doesn't dare to approach men. Such a loser. Meanwhile, my sister-in-law shouts at me that I can be held personally responsible for the fact that the family is now destroyed and everything is in shambles. She mockingly asks me if I am proud of my destructive work. My brother-in-law storms up to me shortly afterwards and shouts that he would do anything to protect his family and will smash my face in. I call the police. When the police siren is heard, brother-in-law and sister-in-law flee the scene. Meanwhile, after 3 long years, we got the money back from my mother-in-law, as she had condescendingly offered to go begging so that we would stop nagging about the money. She was grumbling, kicking, and screaming, but we now have the stolen money back from her. She saved her grown-up, unreliable daughter's butt. My thieving sister-in-law recently came scratching at our door again to announce that she had severe depression because of the way we had treated her. I wonder, could it rather be that she has a crappy, lazy husband who is on her back and picks fights with everyone he meets? Apparently, there was so much negative coming from me personally that she needed to go to a special clinic to get treatment for her depression. I told her to get lost and that she should tell her sob story to someone else. My husband also told her that he no longer had time for her. I can understand that the family-in-law felt it was ridiculous and not worth mentioning that we had been robbed of 2,000 euros. Previously, my sister-in-law had stolen a whopping 20,000 euros from her own daughter. It was her daughter's college fund. When the daughter asked her mother where the money was, she just shrugged her shoulders and said, "I had bills to pay." I am now full no contact with the in-laws. My husband is very low contact. I'm finally free of those pests. Unfortunately, I have to say that my husband's family, with the exception of him, are rubbish. Well, honestly, I think this was almost entirely OP's fault. OP knew what they were like and knew they would take advantage of OP financially. So OP should have stopped enabling. And now let's see what the community thinks about it. Free Thinker Forever says, I hope one day your husband has the courage to go no contact as well. Though it will be sad for him, it sounds like it will ultimately make him happy. Ocean 128B says, the nerve of people like this. You're waiting for them to profusely apologize and are met with them being angry at you. I'm a woman, but if a grown man kept threatening me, I'd 100% call the police and would never allow him around me again. Anyone that threatens physical violence is unstable and should be watched out for. Sorry this happened. I'd really be pushing for him to cut all ties, but at least he isn't speaking to sister-in-law and her piece of crap husband. Baby 2019 says, oh, the audacity of people who steal money and then get self-righteous when you catch them and say pay it back. These are the same entitled idiots who will scream if you call the police and press charges. I am mean that way since the money comes hard. My ex-wife, 28 female, Jane, and I, 28 male, divorced 4 years ago after 8 months of marriage. She was caught cheating on me. We didn't have any kids. When we divorced, I became so depressed and focused on spending time on my project, and after years of struggling financially and mentally, I managed to start my own business. I'm doing quite well financially, and a year ago, I met Aisha, 25 female. We have been dating ever since, and I'm so happy to have her in my life. Jane got married a few years ago and has 3 kids, but her husband left her and she's a single mother now. She's struggling financially to raise her kids. I feel bad for her because despite cheating on me, she was my first love, so I offered to help her out. I sent her money every month and would sometimes look after her kids. Aisha found out about this last week and blew up on me. She said what I'm doing to her is also considered cheating and wants me to stop because she doesn't feel comfortable. She asked me if Jane tried flirting with me, and I said yes, but I set boundaries and told her that I'm not interested in a relationship with her. This pissed Aisha off, so she dumped me. I was planning to propose next month, and my whole world is gone in a second. I tried reaching out, but Aisha is not responding. My friends who like Aisha are disappointed in me. They called me an a-hole for helping out Jane because I don't owe her anything, and she's taking advantage of me. Am I the a-hole? Heir of Ravenclaw says, I don't get it. You were married to someone for 8 months. She cheats on you. Then you pay her for 4 more years? What the duck? Why? You owe this woman nothing. You're sacrificing your relationship to fund your ex-wife? Because everything about this is so wildly dumb. You're the a-hole. She cheats on you and is rewarded for her behavior by getting monthly payments. Insane. Owls and Cardinals says, you're the a-hole, primarily because you were deep in this relationship with Aisha before she found out about this. You were going to propose next month, but she only learned of this last week. That tells me you didn't do a good job of being clear with her on the nature of your relationship with your ex. This is indeed an unusual arrangement, and I don't blame her for being caught off guard, and for being unhappy at being left in the dark, and for questioning if there's more to your relationship with Jane. This even kinda reads like you might still have a spark for Jane, to be honest. Ducky818 says, you're the a-hole. You are still emotionally pining for your ex-wife. Aisha is correct. You were cheating on her. There is no reason to be financially supporting your ex-wife and taking care of her kids, except that you want her back. She made her own situation of being a single mother, and it is her responsibility to figure it out. Aisha made the right move.